Fratelli, the Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast. Fratelli, the Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast.
Benvenuti, ciao a tutti, benvenuti in a new episode of Fratelli di Rugby Podcast, the Italian Rugby Podcast. We are in the Six Nation Week, officially in the best week for European rugby. Mike, ciao, come stai? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm really looking forward to Friday and Saturday now. We're getting close, Otto.
Yeah, we're gonna be busy for a couple of days, which is always nice in Rome. Let's see. Hopefully, the weather will be. Who knows how it's gonna be, but maybe our guest in our new special edition, Six Nations special episode, that will become soon out. Will tell us if in the national team are ready or not for the weather. So let's see for that. But Mike, before going into the Six Nation, because I know we're going to talk about that, Italy 15, which is interesting. We're going to see a few names. We're going to look at the squad. Let's start from the Foggy decision in a Foggy match with the sun or without the sun, let's say, because the decisions were 50-50 in many occasions for both Italian teams in the URC. So let's start from the fog. So Italy's Benetton SCARLETS.
Yeah, I mean, what to make of that game? I think we
so
all
hard to watch, right? For
Yeah,
so many reasons.
yeah. We're scratching our heads as well. But hey, listen, there was some good in that game, to be honest. Particularly before the fog descended into Treviso, there was Benetton looked like the better team at that point, and then just in my opinion, it was just like you said, brain fog, mind fog, fog on the pitch. Some decisions which I to be honest with you, I'm scratching my head a little bit at, and I think it feels like a loss, if you know what I mean. It feels like, although 13-3 up, like it's not a massive lead, it felt a little bit like a loss because the game was won by smart play, and the Welsh just adapted better, played better.
And they used to, Mike.
Yeah, maybe they're slightly used to it, but to be honest with you, that fog was an anomaly. I don't even think you get that fog that thick in down in Wales. So I think like it's one of those where it was just they played smarter. They knew that they had to kick for corner. They knew that they had to keep constant pressure, and kicking for goal when you can't see the posts is never a good idea.
That, Mike, is the point of this game, because I feel like I lost in those two situations. The tail of the game where in two occasions they decided to go to post instead of maybe trying something ball in hands, drive with the maul. So also, Josh, you were at the stadium, so tell us about how was the feeling around the tribunes there, how people was feeling in that moment, because for us was hard to understand why trying in the fog to go for post. Then the second one was short, so that was really far away. So big huevos, but not that big to change the score, which is something that we were expecting to because okay the first time, but the second time, come on, at least the second time try something different.
Well, that's it. I feel like there's a saying for this, which is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, eh?
That's crazy. Everybody at the stadium thought both kicks went over. Wow. Ciao, guys. Ciao, Simo. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you are listening us live, please comment, because we are always happy to read what you think about the Italian teams and the Italian players, but also in general. We're going to talk about also Thursday night, because England team is already out. So Arundel Smith from the bench, we're gonna Ford seems a team ready to kick everything if it's possible, but also to move a lot the ball, Mike. But
yeah, well, I mean, it's crazy that Borthwick put it out for a Saturday game. He put it out today, like just to
Springbok style, you see the trend.
just to put some mind games on show for the poor Welsh. But
Benetton, Mike, some positive from the game. For me, they are once again the young players and what they're doing in the pitch and how much they're trying to be better every time they go and play. Also, Drago had a good game for me. But the work from the youngster, even Casartelli, when came on for his first cap.
Yeah, man, for immediate impact as well. We're talking about Gallerini the week before. But yeah, listen, they're quality players, mate, and it's nice to see the age profile, like you said, go down. Younger players, more inexperienced players, maybe understanding a little bit like Quinn's that this season is starting to look a little bit out of reach in terms. So maybe time to sort of hit next season running. I think, although they're not too far from the playoffs, it's going to be tough for them to hit it. So I think maybe now with like the turnover in players, the turnover in staff, all of the turnover full stop, if they're going to make a change, they want to do it now, you know.
They want to, and it's important to keep going, Mike, because I mean they look like players that they don't have nothing to lose, and also they are physically ready. Casartelli was there, and you see when he was in defense close to Isakor, which is a beast. You say, okay, this guy, it's big. There, Marini is already that, and we know it. So good in these foggy days for Benetton between changing of the future of the coaching staff. We don't know yet what's going on. Players leaving, players arriving. It is what it is, but now they're gonna have sometimes to reunite, and maybe we're gonna see a few players maybe coming back from injury. I saw Nemer quite training, so hopefully he's gonna be ready soon. Who knows, Mike? Maybe it's one player more for the next game, which are massive still for Treviso.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Josh's comment. Like, so he says the feeling from the stands was that the ruck speed from Benetton in particular felt very slow. Whether that was down to the clear out or the scrum, not sure. I mean, you're not going to play expansive rugby, and to be honest with you, like I know Otto will probably check the stats at some point. I guarantee no one was playing quick. No one was playing quick ball with the fog. Like, no, you want to play set rugby against that. It's just maybe they were quicker at setting again because they understood like that's what's going to win you the games. I think it was more sort of rugby IQ than want or will or anything like that.
The amount of kicks was crazy for a game like this. Think about all the bomb kick in the first half, for example. No. There was something, but hey, let's take this quickly. Even with Scarlets, there is a lot to work, and now is the time where they can focus on something that they are missing. Because as usual, Benetton creates a lot, but the points are not there when you have so many entries but you don't score. That sucks.
Yeah.
That is what they have to convert. But that's it, Mike. Let's move on the ZEBRE game. ZEBRE Connacht. Josh, you were there again for this game. More close also with the spirit to the ZEBRE as a fan. It sucks when you see some players playing so well, but the scoreboard, it's fair because the lack of discipline in the second half paid the toll for this for the result, Mike. Even when they will get closer again and again, few penalties and you are back there.
That was what I was going to say, Otto. There's no point fighting for an inch if you're going to give a penalty and give up 30 meters. Like, that's the way it is, right? The getting up, getting in, putting all of like the heart on in the defense, hitting back, making some dominant tackles, pushing back, and then just like stupid, silly, ill discipline, and you give away 30 meters, and you have to do it again there, and you have to do it again there. Like the defense, in the 5 meter channel, in their own defensive 5 meter channel, was nothing short of extraordinary. Like, the amount of times they held up, the amount of times that they forced a knock on them, like, that's brilliant. But you shouldn't put yourself in the position in the first place. So 100% agree with you.
We saw a couple of players that they kind of show another time great performance, and it's Jack Ferrari, because it was crazy, the game of Jack Ferrari. Stabile from the bench,
was good as well, yeah.
the effort too was really good. But these two players that are not close to the national team, who knows which national team we should say for Stabile at this point, because nobody say anything about him, so we don't know what's happening, what's going on, and this is the big question mark about Stabile, nothing else. If this was a little bit more, hey guys, this is why he's not here, it was explained, maybe Mike Pace.
Yeah, no, I do think we need to talk about it, because it's a big talking point, right? So the question is why Stabile hasn't been picked, and this is something that everyone's asking. And to be honest with you, like, we're a little bewildered too, and he deserves to be picked. I don't necessarily think, and I've said it, in private, and I've said it again, I do think that there's players ahead of him in the same position, and I think that we're going to see him fight for a spot if he wants to play for Italy. If he wants to play for Italy, one. Secondly, players are people too, right? Like, let's be honest. We saw Tommaso Allen not join because, he had a kid. We saw Riccioni prioritize his fitness because he came off an injury. We saw Matteo Minozzi turn down the call because of mental health. Players have stuff going on too. So who knows? Everyone blaming the coaches that he hasn't been picked. For me, until it comes out, stuff happens, right? And that's a really important thing. I think, it's one of those points where, listen, he's played well enough over the last 2 seasons to deserve a call up, and now we'll see, mate. Like, it's up to him to make the reaction to not being called.
It is, and this is the proof that I'm here, I'm ready, whatever. And so that is probably the best you can do as a player, to keep showing off what you can do. Great for him, really solid performance, rack everywhere. The dummy pass, he's solid. And then we know that it's also an opportunity for him to play lock in case needed, because he's also jump usually in the lineouts. But except that, then there was that situation with that was maybe one of the turning point. Even Phantom in the chat mentioned it during the week. The charge down kick. This, of course, was frustrating because you put them so close again. But between that and the penalties that cost those 10 minutes out for Garcia, that was playing really well, and Zanone, that played really well in this game. Unreal this kind of performance for Zanone. Really dominant, aggressive. He showed a little bit of everything, driving with the ball, pull back. It's nice when it's like that. So really good for him. But then another yellow card, no? So
yeah, listen, it was interesting, because obviously the players who really sort of shone were the players who probably have, the biggest point to prove. I'm sure Ferrari probably feels like he deserves to, based on recent form, right? Like, taking the start of the season out, he's been one of Zebre's, like, consistently best players, in my opinion, for the last 3 or 4 games. Up there with the best anyway. Garcia as well, since he's come back, like you said, has been brilliant. Obviously, Garcia's got something slightly different to play for now, because obviously he's maybe fallen slightly out of favour for the Argentina game, but also he needs to try and find a way of maybe getting ZEBRE to pay what he wants because his contract's coming up to renew, or he's doing it now to get the big bucks in France. So there's a couple of people who are really sort of stepping up. Stabile, like you said, just another one. And I was really impressed to see Montemauri, like again,
He's
2 or 3
another
games.
guy on the run for one of the best, most improved during the season.
Oh, brilliant! Like what he does, attacking just outside the outside center channel, like where he ties them in and he gets his arms free. He does it so many times. He is brilliant, and it's nice to see that confidence back. And again, I think it's a testament to Brunello because he hasn't played like that for a while, and clearly he's unshackled him, letting him play at fullback.
No, good. And now let's see for them. We got ZEBRE now in the last position, which sucks, but what means more for last season. But they're so close. Like if Benetton was going to win against Scarlets, that was helping also in another way on the ladder ZEBRE, but it is what it is. So ZEBRE on there, Benetton still they're getting some points. Let's see how it's gonna move soon in a month, kind of, because now we should see. Let me read a couple of stuff. How was the tiramisu, Phantom? Was it in pizza? We must invest okay, let's see on this. This is interesting. If Garcia goes, we must invest on a foreign scrum half that is a good level that is necessary to get the team going. You can find a decent Italian prop, but the scrum half is vital. Simo, do you have any idea about a 9, a scrum half like that? Mike?
I think we're probably going to see him at Italy 15 on Friday. If depending on who you're talking about. There's also one who's been playing very, very well at ZEBRE and when he's got his opportunities. So there's a couple of players that I think we've already got in place. Let's see. Who are you thinking, Otto?
No, of course, the two. Let's say, one is a long project player for Italy, which is Prinsloo. That can be interesting for ZEBRE, and the other one is Tizzano, that probably gonna see on Friday. And I mean, he's gonna go to next year to Treviso. There's no other thing to do that. Put this guy with the.
Maybe he's gonna have like the Gallerini type play, half and half,
right? Like that. Let me see what else. Montemario was playing like Budambarra. He was everywhere. Montemario really free solo. Montemario in this game. But he's talking about this, Mike, probably we should move already on Italy 15 because we didn't talk about this collab, which is interesting. So I'm gonna share the screen on this, and we can see. Here we go. Let's see. This is much more fun, Mike.
You're not sharing screen, by the way.
Hold on, it's coming. Why not? Let's see.
Whilst we're waiting for that to load, for those of you guys, whilst it loads, who are you most excited to see? And those of you guys who are watching this back, like, tell us who you are most excited to see, because there's some players where I'm genuinely buzzing for, and interested to hear who's caught your eye.
It's crazy, this thing. So it's let's see if I can do it a little bit bigger. Is it bigger? Yes, nice. Okay, so we have Destiny Aminu, Belloni, Bertaccini, Brisighella, back in blue.
Ian's so happy about that, eh?
Channels and the Admiral, Canali and Casertelli, Citon, number 9 from Petrarca Padova, Jack Ferrari, the big man Franceschetto, Gallorini, Gasperini, Genovese.
Just a quick one on Franceschetto, like, because I know you said he was someone to look out for. He's a big man. Like he moves well as well for a big guy. He's impressive.
Yeah, the one last year was look kind of a sabbatical for him because we see him few games, so he trained hard to maybe reach also the level required, fitness level, scrum level. Because he was good with in Serie A elite.
Yeah, no, he moves really,
Start
really well.
moves
I'm
last
genuinely impressed by him because you said to keep an eye out. He looks good. Sorry, go on, mate.
Then Simone Jesi, Kinji Mike. This is one of the new names. So yes, he can be an azzurro. Jalin Kinji, Filippo Lazzarin, Giulio Marini, Mattioli from Racing Paris Loc, François Carlo May. Guys, if go listen and watch the podcast with François May talking about Italy, about the Italian jersey, Giovanni Montemauri, Fabio Maria Morosi from Fiamme Oro, Ortombina, Quattrini, Ruggeri, Sotomigliore, another one from Fiamme Oro, Carlo, Cristiano, Giuseppe, Marco Zanon, which is also the main team, Mike. How it works on this. Lazzarin was a spark in under 20s. He's playing really well with Valo Rugby. Valo Rugby is playing a really good season. Mike, what do you think about this calls up? Some player missing, you think, or it's good just to start in this way with Italy 15?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've probably spoken about the most obvious one that was missing from this. Trying to think if there's anyone else. I quite like the fact that we've gone young, under, let's say Italian produced under 23, other than
Kinda, yeah.
other than the odd player like Tizzano and stuff. But this is something where it's just trying to show our depth. Let's show these players what the next level looks like, how they need to play to get there. And I'm sure these are players of interest and have been of interest to the Italian team for a while as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. I saw some posts online asking about, Krumov, Bianchi, maybe some of the other Argentinians that recently came over, the Ferraz brothers. But it's tough, isn't it? Because then if you're going to put those guys in, who loses? Ferrari? Do you take him out? Do you take Kinji out, who's been playing good at Benetton? Like everyone, maybe if we had 10 more spaces, we'd see those players. But like, you have to start taking people out. And like you said, right at the start of the pod, just again reinforcing what you said, Casartelli came on, impact immediately. So we know these players are potentially becoming, that level. They're getting to that level. They're becoming those players. So we need to give them the opportunity to play.
No, but I like the stream from all the under 20s. There is some cohesion at the national team level, at least for some of them. Some player back from France in this case, which is going to be future ZEBRE player, which is Mattioli. Interesting to see after a couple of years with the Espoirs. It was good. Let's see how good is now, because we're not able to watch him playing in France at that level with under 23 at the end for the Racing. But Kinji is interesting, Mike, because he's one of those players that we were not sure if he compared with all the numbers, like the months and everything. But good to see him there. Good to see Brisighella because he's having, as Lazzarin with Valo Rugby, a great season. So it's good. It's really growth in the game as a 15. That is
anyone who is in the chat. Anyone who knows, like, Lazzarin was one of the players I was so confused when the under 23 academies were brought up, didn't get an opportunity, and I'm really excited to see him because I thought he was brilliant at under 20. I genuinely thought he was like very, very good, like Pani, like Jersey level, and I thought he was very unlucky not to get a contract. So let's see what he can do now, eh?
It's gonna be so interesting, Mike, because not in Toulouse, but also to grow together, because they're gonna be under Brunello.
Perfect.
the second stuff is gonna be the mix that we were expecting to see.
Yeah, like promoting Italian coaches who have done well, and that's a natural progression, right? So to see them do more and get them more opportunity, and who knows?
Absolutely, with Marcado, for example, that is doing is following the Benetton pathway, the skills, the young players coming into the first team. So it's really good, the connection in that way. Fantastic on this, and let's see what they're gonna do this, and then in a month when they're gonna play Chile. So two really interesting games because Scotland A. It's a good team, Mike. It's not a
Really
team
good
that
team.
you don't. I mean, it's a URC team.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a fair game, fair challenge to see what they can do. Friday night, live on streaming on the YouTube of the Italian Federation, so Federazione Italiana Rugby. The live is already there, and of course, stay with us also on Instagram, on YouTube. We're gonna post some stuff from Rieti, and of course from the Olympic in these couple of days. Mike, other news are the under 20s calls up, and there was a lot talking about leaving Ferrari, the scrum half at Toulouse, out of the team. A lot, too much talking, in my opinion, because the majority of the players are the players that they've been with the academy, with Accademia Francescato, where guess who is the coach at the Accademia Francescato?
Gian Domenico.
The same under 20s coach. Can you believe it? So
Yeah.
is it crazy, right?
Funny that, eh? Who'd have thought?
That the coach that has been with the majority of these under 20s guys calls those guys where he's trying to improve his way to play, which is different. I mean, Italy women's was playing a really good rugby, really French style of rugby. So let's see what wants to try to improve in the Italian team with the kids. This is really interesting to see Gian Domenico in this challenge. After so many years with a woman.
I'm also going to say this as a blanket statement because I feel like it comes up a lot. Like sometimes it's the coach, sometimes it's the players as well. Like obviously Ferrari, Gian Domenico may have had his reasons if he didn't call him up, and Ferrari may have had his reasons not to take the call. Like if he thought he was going to get some opportunities to play for the Espoirs and maybe that progresses his career, so then he has more opportunities to play in the national team as an example. There's things, guys. So yeah, like good that we're being consistent, eh?
Let's see the team here with the under 20s. I can tell you a couple of stuff about a few players. Boccato Brasini, really good. Dinartes Hooker is another good to look out. Meroi, he started with the under 18 and then he missed a couple of calls with the national team, but he's this blonde guy as a prop, really good legs. Messori and Pelli, other two to see. Like Reina Trevisan, I mean, they are good in front row. They're not those crazy like expectation like they were the previous years, if you think, right? A little bit more low profile, but can be really surprising. Opoku Gyanfi, Mike, is gonna be the man for us, the man for probably the face of the Italian under 20 this year. Is gonna all eyes on him. Big Enoch is gonna be there pushing for us, Mike. Nothing to say with Curtis Preafighi can be also loose, but Fardin probably is the man with Opoku Gyanfi.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who's going to be captain. If you were a betting man, who would you put on it?
I mean, one between. Why not Italo Miranda? First of all, number 8 or Bianchi. one between Bianchi or Miranda. Would be surprised if maybe one between Fasti and Celi can be another call. I don't think the scrum half can be they're gonna be the captain, but probably one between Bianchi. Bianchi will play for sure. Dene, so electric as a flanker. Mike, as Wilson is more powerful, but same kind of style of player. Miranda quality as a number 8. Really quality player. Bianchi can be a little bit too many penalties. Really good, a really hard player. So that is good with them. Then we have Luca Rossi, Alessandro Dodosi, and Nicolai Varotto. Varotto from Zebre, Mike.
Yeah.
He played already a couple of games with the Prinsloo, the two young number 9 that we see this year with them. Teodosio from Fiumicino, my under 10 in Fiumicino rugby, in my same team. Then we have Celi, Fasti, Braga, Mike, here quality. The 10 that they can play also 15, both Celi and Fasti. These players are really good because Braga is young, but as a really good kicker, really good view and passes, maybe looks a little bit little, but really good art too. And but Celi, I like him a lot, and Fasti is another really good for Treviso under 18. So there is a lot of quality in these 3 players, Mike, and 3 different kind of players too. So this
I agree.
is good.
Yeah. Also, it's interesting to see some like players that shone last year. Casarin, I know we're all going to keep a big eye on.
Yes, Casarin with the Scrum Cup, he's gonna be the guy juggling the world, juggling everything. It's possible. Another good tackler, another guy from Fiumicino, from my teammate Thomas Del Sureto. Good tackler, 13. He been playing wing in the previous calls up with under 19, under 18 with him. We saw him playing there, but really good. De Novellis was the man also that played really well last year. And then Mike, everything can change because on the wing there is a more quality too, because there is Malik Faisal. We know what he can do, so a lot of kicking game for him this season again, Mike. Again, it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping that we see him go the extra level. Also, I'd be really interested, not to start playing players out of position, but I'd be really interested just of how good he is in the air, to see what he would do at fullback if needed. Right? I know we've got a few that can cover, but it'd be really interesting just to see. Like, I think players like that come few and far between. Like Trulla, him and they're very similar in that respect.
It's gonna be interesting because I want to see him kicking more too, to develop this aspect of his game that we didn't see a lot. I saw just a long kick, but something like, okay, let's put an up and under and go get that ball, because there you can be really dangerous. So it's gonna be interesting to see there. But it's a good team with the starting of a new project. I would like to see this team in 2 years, what they can do, because it's such the influence of this coach is gonna be heavy on the team. We're gonna see I think a change in the way they're gonna play, in the way they're gonna show themselves for a free flow rugby style, more direct rugby. That is probably something, a lot of handling, a lot of good work on handling, and let's see. But I go there, but still I don't get all those how crazy the commentary under the calls up about, like, why the player is not there. Trust the process of this, because if it's a call, that means the federation is doing something. Let's see what the federation can do, coaching in a certain way. What is the believing of the coaching, the Italian style of coaching?
That for me is important. I think a lot of people ask why someone isn't included out of ego. They're like, oh, I said that this player should be included, therefore, like, this is the stance I'm going to take. But realistically, there's a point where you got to just say, I trust what the coach, like, if you don't trust what Brunello thinks, if you don't trust what Casada thinks, then what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what are we doing
That's
here?
true,
Like, let's
absolutely.
just get rid of him now and find someone that we can all get behind. Like, there's a point where you just have to say, right, Giandomenico knows what he's doing. They understand, they want the best for Italian rugby. Therefore, they have this concise agreement through all of the age group, all the age grades. These are the profile of players that we want to for the national team. Let's start developing them now. So either we get behind them or we just like cut our losses now. Is my opinion. Eh?
How can we place in this Six Nation Under 20? Good call, Lorenzo. For me, we should try to push for always for at least a third spot in under 20s, but because we have to play well, because the Welsh young players, they fight till death. They fight so much in those games against us that can change everything. We have to be strong, mentally strong in this. We need players with no fears, Mike, I think.
Yeah, and actually, like, it's interesting because Otto and I had a discussion just about selection, just before selection, sorry, about players that could appear on the national team front, and I said I'd love to see us win the Six Nations under 20s. I think it's really important for us as a nation to come first or second and really show that we're showing progress beyond, and that's why I was a little bit like, Todaro, as an example, I'd quite happily see him in the under 20s and really push for that, because we had a good crop and we immediately promoted them with Menoncello, and even when we had Garbisi and Marin, so on and so forth. Like, these are players where potentially we could have gotten another under 20s out of them, but we didn't. We pulled them early, and I think, for me, that's one thing that we need to learn. And I said the worst thing that could happen is a player getting pulled up from the under 20s and getting injured and getting sidelined. And unfortunately, we didn't even see Todaro play a game. So, Otto, what are your thoughts on that?
Todaro was the call, even if he was not playing now, but was a good call to say, hey, if you're ready, you come and train with us. The player that are ready to face any challenge like him, we saw, like, no matter what, he was ready. We also can say that in this camp, he was one of the figure of the camp between players, because we're gonna post after this live, guys. Stay with us, because Mike, now we can say it because we have the approval and everything. The podcast we recorded last week with Stephen Varney, so it's gonna be out the special Six Nation, and we asked him about the young players coming, the uncapped players. So stay with us, watch that after, because it's gonna be interesting. Prinsloo, a player that is showing that, okay, let's play. Since he came, we were so surprised how calm he was, the way he's playing his rugby, because we said there was some communication issues in the first two games, but then it was much more fluid. If you give more time to a player, probably learn and get better and better. So Prinsloo is not yet, should be a project player, if I'm right. Okay,
Check the flag.
Check the flag, check everything, but should be a project player, because he was one of the best player in the school in school grade, and it being called as a project player. So we need him few years, like Klöte, Pretorius, Peters, another all South Africans coming, but it's really classy. Yes, it is. It is really classy. But this kind of players, like player ready, no matter. Now we mentioned Prinsloo because pop in the chat, but there are many players like him that can show something. Check the mini flag. Mike,
Yes,
so never question why players get omitted. Why players get omitted, Mike? Why you think they get omitted?
No, it's not about never questioning. Obviously, there's always preference in styles of play and how, and I'm not going to say it because I know you got the hashtag ready. You're probably flicking over the button, but
Hold on, if you want.
ready for. But the reason being is, for me, if you truly trust that these players and the coaches have an alignment in terms of what they want to see at national team level, a style of play that they want to play, and having the players that enable that style of play, like every coach will go in with a vision of how they want to attack and how they want to defend, and sometimes some players are better suited to that game plan than the others, right? That's just my opinion, right? So it's not necessary that like we can't question them, right? But also there's an element where if you're just doing it out of ego, and some of you do it out of ego, then that's no good for anyone. Like, just trust what the coaches have the best intentions for the national team at heart, and be done with it. That's it.
I will add also that there is a Junior World Cup to play, and you have to try some players now, so you can see if they're ready for some kind of level that probably is going to be required for this summer in the Rugby World Cup for under 20. So probably is that to the why. Probably you see that Ferrari is on a good pathway there with Toulouse, is going to keep playing there. They were even mentioning Ragusi that play only 2 games after coming back from injuries. There are quality players out that we are not seeing. There is even one in Gloucester, Mike, Joe Nostro.
Oh yeah,
yeah. There is also one in Gloucester. I will check more.
What about the Saracens boy as well? Is that someone that...
Look, there are many players around. There are some new names to look at soon. Gonna keep in mind that, but probably is also that, Mike. Come on, there is so much to work with as a new coach. So you try to stick with the players that you know much better, and it's not gonna be the end of the world if a good player now is gonna miss a call up for the under 20s, and maybe is gonna be called in the national team.
Otto, you said it. You hit the nail on the head earlier with Gian Domenico. You said he's a player that's seen the players for. He's a coach that's seen the players for the past, year, 2 years at the center of formation. He knows what the players can do.
They played Coppa Italia, Mike, with the Accademia Francescata with him.
Right. So he knows what these players can and can't do, and he sees them behind closed doors. He sees who's training. He sees who's developing, who can do this, who can do that. And we feel like we have the right to say, oh, well, I saw someone have, a 10-minute cameo and they scored a try, therefore their decision is better. Our decision's better than theirs. Like, for me, like, it's just silly. Like, there's players that get picked that we question as well. Like, but clearly, like, they do something special that deserves them getting picked when they're at training camp and stuff as well. So it goes the other way as well,
This is one of the best coach we ever produced in Italy, Di Gian Domenico, for the at national level with the women's. Is there?
Yeah, I agree.
Mike, Todaro, injury for Todaro.
Yeah.
And we are there with player less, Zanon with national team.
Although it's tough, isn't it? Like, it's like how do we unpack this? I suppose.
How do we unpack this? That we have another wing out, another player out, so many injuries. Should I panic? No, because still it's so good, the team that we can put out, that probably that is what is kind of comfort me.
Yeah.
The team is really good, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Because I think it's one of those where, listen, like, ACL, horrible injury. The guy, he's clearly a tough kid. Like, let's be honest. Like, to play at the Prem with no fear at the age of 19, he's got a bit about him. Clearly, like, he's got it mentally, right? And if any player can come back and, be the same or better player than it was before, it's people that have a bit about them. So, listen, speedy recovery, Toro. Like, I hope you do well with the rehab, and Dodaro. Listen, we're all looking at you, Edo. So just keep your head up, mate.
Thoughts on Dominguez and Batista invited with the national team? Phantom Revenge, Dominguez called up and Batista. Are they gonna play Kyle Stain and George Horn this week, Mike?
Yes, let's throw him in.
They're gonna do that kind of.
Sorry. No. Listen, like at the end of the day, when people get injured and you want to try and get sort of at least as close to real game experience with the limited resources that you have, you're gonna play these players. I suspect there's probably players in the Italia 15 that they were maybe more interested at national team level, closer to national team level right now, but they're not available because they're preparing for a game on Friday. So these were the players that were available to them. And listen, like I think it's one of those where hopefully they get something out of it. Like these players have to go in with the intention of growing, with the intention of learning, with the intention of taking this to club level and really trying to push for that level. So are they going to play Otto? Listen, I've been wrong before, but I'd be willing to bet a large amount of money that they're probably not going to find time on the pitch, at least against Scotland, right? It's for me, it's more trying to replicate match as much as they can, and they need these two players. They need a winger and they need a scrum half to do that.
That's it. That's why we were saying maybe that kind of what they can do, the way they have to move around the rack, how they propose. They try to move more. Quesada said he did not want.
Oh, there we go. So apparently Quesada said explicitly
anyone from Italy 15. So still interesting that they got called up because there are still other options.
Yeah, good. I didn't see that, but it makes sense to me, you know.
Between the available, those are the players. So after these guys, I'm gonna again saying we're gonna 10 minutes and we're gonna put out the podcast with Stephen Varney from the camp. We talk a little bit about everything. So a couple of words about this, Mike. I saw Stephen Varney really grow up in a couple of years, really much more I don't know, really positive. So I'm really good. So I was really happy to see him in that way, that feeling that I had. So,
yeah. Listen, like it's tough when you're a player with like so much potential and you're sort of thrown in at the deep end, and there's some arseholes out there questioning like whether you're Italian enough to bleed and put everything that you have like to tackle men, you know, 2 or 3 times your size. And like he has always put everything out there as a player. And listen, like he is playing some brilliant rugby, and I think actually consistently, Otto, you and I, throughout all of the turmoil that people threw at them, threw at Varney, I think we've always said, listen, this kid is special. Give him time. Like he can do stuff that none of our scrum halves can do. Like just give him time and see what he is doing at Exeter and listen to the Exeter fans. So if you guys don't watch the Prem, just go and have a look at any announcement of the contract renewal. Have a look at anything. People are ecstatic, and it's because he is that good. So it's a privilege to see him grow up, and he's more mature. And let's see what he can do this Six Nations with a bit of form, bit of confidence, and you know, like these boys are here to play. Like they've got nothing to lose. Listen, like we're a dangerous team now. We're a dangerous team.
Yeah. And how they grow up, we mentioned defense, how different is the defense. And Mike, I was looking at some data, but I'm going to mention the data.
Data? Doesn't sound like you.
So many data now. You cannot believe how many. But soon you will have, I'm going to send you so many reports. With Don Lucio, so many reports.
Love that.
But what do you think, Mike? At the end, we are so close also to the 23 that will face Scotland. Do you see any big names, big changes, or you see a team that everybody expect kinda? So Fischetti, Nicotera, Ferrari, Ruzza, Cannone,
maybe not Ruzza.
Zambo.
Maybe Zambo. And I'll tell you why. I think Ruzza is going to be used as a 5-6, potentially, right?
Okay.
And we're going to want, against a team who are very good at line out like Scotland, we're going to want additional line-out jumpers. So again, you can get the button ready now, like horses for courses in terms of the line-out, right?
Okay.
We need to play against the oppositions, and we need to make their strengths our strengths. So we're going to need an extra line-out option. We need to put pressure off our hookers because they haven't been throwing the best they have in their careers at the moment, and the conditions are probably going to be tough. So for me, I think we're going to see that. And then usual suspects in back row. Otto, so go ahead. Who you think is going to be back row?
So I'm wondering if Lamare will start.
Oh, Simone, that's actually a good point. I didn't think about that.
The team of favorite in the 23.
Yeah, yeah. For who though?
Maybe no, maybe because there is Odiase. Maybe can be the name there. So they need like a lock and another player that can be 8, 6, 7, whatever you want it. So maybe favorite is out in that because they see maybe together Giuliani, Lamaro, Cannone. That can be maybe an option starting. So you have captain starting. If not Giuliani, and on the other side, I don't know if it's Idzegor should be the other player there.
I think it's his time.
Lamaro, there is Idzegor. I don't think it's gonna be the game where you start Locatelli right away. Okay.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't think. I think if we're going to see Locatelli, I'd like to see him against. Genuinely, this can sound really bad. I'd like to see him against England. I think he's that player. I think he's that kind of player.
But for me, 6, the name that makes sense is Idzegor, and let's see what he can do there. I'm all in for favorite at 6 for Simone. Yes, I agree, but there is Odiase that can be that kind of that grit in the field. Number 9, Mike. You start with Varney. You start with Pagerello. You start with Fusco. Which one you want? They are all there. The 4 of them.
I mean, again, if it's going to be shitty conditions, I want a good pass of the ball. So Varney, he's the best passer. If it's going to be, sorry,
Varniger, Bisi, Brextoncello, Ioane Lainag, Gallagher.
Yeah, usual. If it's going to be fair weather, I think NPR. Scusa. Sorry.
Scusa. Pani or Gallagher?
Shitty weather.
Shitty weather, guys. Shitty weather is gone. Mike is gone on shitty weather. 8 games never impressed. That's why now or never, Caccolo. I think he had really good couple of runs, for example, this season really well with Treviso in a couple of games. It was really impressive. Like we saw what he can do for real, but then other time not that good. So I agree, but now or never with like last occasion because there are new players calling for that position. Pani at 15, Simone instead of.
I'm not sure if you heard what I said, but I said shitty weather, Gallagher, better weather, Pani, so he can kick. Is my opinion on that. Anyway.
Wow. Probably still recovering from injury from there. So Varney, Fusco, and MPR recovering. So the team is gonna be this one, Mike. No big surprises.
Yeah, no. I think Quesada likes consistency. That's what I see.
Do you think they're gonna start with Ui Pulotu, or they're gonna put a McDowell, some player there, like randomly, like they usually do against us? Sometimes they put another center with Pulotu.
No, if they need to start strong. If Gregor doesn't start strong, I genuinely think if we beat them, Gregor's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So he's going to take this serious.
Yeah, Odiase 6 is good, but that's why I'm saying Caccolo now or never Idzegor, because there is this guy that is asking for space. Can be interesting. Let's see, everybody wants somebody else with Idzegor, but let's see now.
Listen, he has his merits as well. Like Idzegor does some stuff that some of our other sixes can't do. Like, and again, it's one of those where, you know, let's see who can do what.
And the other question, Mike, is 5'3", 6'2",
6-2.
6'2", Marine.
Yes.
No Odogu. Odogu bench, Linag starting. Cioè, Odogu out. You start with Ioane Linag.
Unless Darre, if we're going to go 6-2 with Odogu on the bench, we need Darre 15 so he can slot in at 10. If not, who are we going to play at 10? Gallagher? Pani?
No.
So it has to be, if we're going to go 6-2 with Odogu on the bench, because the scrum half has to be on the bench, right?
No, you don't put, if Odogu goes on the bench, you have a 5-3 with Odogu on the bench.
Or you go 6-2 and you go Darre fullback.
You start Darre fullback,
Yes.
right? Okay, makes sense.
Again, that's not perfect. I don't know. It's tough, that one, isn't it? But I think Gazada said he wants to go 6-2, right? That's what he said in the interview as well.
Jamie Dobby is Francois Hugard, the same player. 9-11.
Yeah.
Now
Austin Healy's he's going to claim that he invented it and try and sue people now.
Austin Healy can invent other stuff. Austin Healy. Okay, there are not a 15.
No, I'm just saying if we're going to try and slot a 6-2 with a dog, I'm saying the only way that works is if we were playing with two fly halves on the pitch like we used to do with Alan. That was the point I was making. Not that I think it should happen, but it's there.
So it's horses for courses. Let's see what is going to happen with this. Mike, couple of words on England before wrapping up. Because the team is out. Let me put him again. I'm going to check it on X. But I saw there is Freddie Stewart, Faye Waboso, and
Arundel. Yeah. It's dangerous side, eh?
Freeman 13.
Yeah. I don't think people are too happy about that, which I find crazy. But
well, 13. He's playing
he's so good.
well.
He's like Menoncello. Like, they're very similar players.
They are similar players, but the way he also play in the air, it's fantastic.
Yeah, much better. Yeah, I agree. He's much like he's.
That's what I was saying they're gonna kick everything because you have Stewart, Faye Waboso, Arundel, even Stewart jumping and crazy like chaotic ball, boom, catch from Arundel and meters. You can create so much.
Yeah, man. Like the wingers are dangerous. Like they're really dangerous. And the thing is as well,
Mitchell Ford,
they're powerful,
ready to go.
Yeah, they're powerful as well. It's like they can play against tight set defense as well. Like they're not like Darcy Graham that needs space. Like they're powerful. They can go through nothing as well. Arundel's just an animal. They were both sort of similar. They're both very powerful players.
On the bench, there's going to be Ben Spencer. He's going to be on the bench. And the other one is going to be Marco Smith.
Yeah, you know what I'm laughing about? Ben Spencer, if he was Italian, he'd be like a 150 cap player. And and he's like, how many has he had? 12, 13 for England?
A final. He played a final.
Bro, like he won everything with Saracens. He literally won everything he could possibly win with Saracens. Apparently, there was allegedly friction in the camp with some of the leaders, so he never got picked. And if he was Italian, he'd be
forever,
always. He'd still he'd be doing Paris and just try and start coaching the team as soon as he finished.
Beniamino Spensi. Ellis Genge, Jamie George, Joe Hayes, Alex Coles, and Chessum. Good.
I like Chessum.
Like also with Coles, another good. Yeah. Guy Pepper, Sam Underhill, Ben Earl.
They've gone for a big back row, eh?
Oof, lot to run, eh? Lungs. They go for lungs and muscles, tackling everywhere around to give them space from the bench. Itoje, Tom Curry, Henry Pollock, Beaver Rod, Trevor Davison, and Kowandiki. Strong team, Mike.
Yeah, I think they're looking at winning this Six Nations. That's their objective. Eh?
What are they saying in UK about selection? Your English friends?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like the only
Why
real
not Cipriani? What else? Eccolo, here we go. Guys, no Cipriani in the selection, no Paris in the Italian selection. Crazy, yeah. Because if it was 2016, we were in that situation. Dupont is the best example of what? Let me see. 9-10. Let me add again. Mike is here with us again. Here we go.
I've no idea what's going on. All my other internet's working fine, but I'll answer you directly. So, why forward? Why Dingwall? So if it's not one, it's another. Like
because they want Lawrence, I guess, right?
Yeah. Like that's the thing is with England, and the thing is with France, and the thing is with maybe less so Ireland and Scotland, and definitely not Italy.
So
they've got so many players. Like it's an embarrassment of riches. Like they're just, that's their downfall. To be honest, if they were consistent in their selection, like Eddie did, Eddie was like quite close to winning a World Cup. They chop and change. No one gets really sort of beyond 50 caps. They'll start seeing who's the next shiny player that they can bring in. That's the problem with England and France, to be honest.
Okay, good call on that. Let's see what's gonna happen with the selection. Let's see if they're gonna re-up with selection, because tomorrow is gonna be the day they're gonna pull it out for this game. I don't think they're gonna wait more for this. Tomorrow is out the other game, the other team, right?
Yes,
should be tomorrow. That is gonna be interesting, because I'm gonna look at this game much more to see what Wales they're gonna do, what they want to improve this season, because they're gonna look at us like crazy. So let's look at them. And then, of course, what we have to fix against England soon, and the other ones, because where they're gonna push against us. The boundaries of our kicking game, catching, pressure, that is something we have to work on. Front of that, what is let me see. Despite the excellent quality elsewhere, front of that needs to improve. Yes, there are some players missing for England at the moment. Yes, they have a quality young one, but like the two young have the Gloucester and the Sail Shark props, they are really good. France change constantly as well. Sorry, but you have wrong there, Josh. I'm gonna let you with this with Mike on your private chat. No, on our Fratelli Rugby chat, in case, because it's gonna be long. We reached the hour, Mike. I think that's it for now. Because we have to travel this week to Italy. We're gonna go to Italy. The two games. Italy 15, Scotland Day in Rieti, and Italy-Scotland first round of the Six Nations in Rome, Stadio Olimpico, or not for Italy. We're going to talk about this soon, and also check the previous podcast. Mike is ready. It's done. Today is done, Mike, with the connection. Let's see if we can jump in just to say ciao ciao. Here we go. Mike.
Yeah.
Arrivederci, ci vediamo in Italia. Ti lascio andare perché è lunga così. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and wait 10 minutes and it's gonna be out the podcast with Stephen Varney. Mike, ciao ciao, Forza Italia, see you again. Ciao ciao ciao.
Fratelli, the rugby.